My name is Jordan and I'm in recovery, but even though being in recovery, there's a few things I still struggle with, and one of those is anger. What I've had to do to stop from getting so mad and starting a spiral of self-destruction is a couple different things. One of them being that I still go to a counselor that kind of helps me work through some stuff in my past that I try to get through. Another thing that I've learned are different little skills that I've learned to help me deal with that, because a lot of the times, you know, when I get a bad case of the F-its when I get upset, and it's been a major problem through my life. And so one thing that I've learned to do is that I do stuff that I never thought I would do. One of them being that I've actually started to color, which wasn't a very fun thing for me at the beginning, but I've learned that gives me a time to pause and kind of clear my mind and kind of go through these things. Another thing that I've learned is to kind of monitor and beware of the kind of music that I listen to. If I get into an angry mood and I'm listening to something that entices that, whether it be gangster rap or some crazy stuff, I kind of got to watch that. I know that the gym is something that helps me out a lot too, to get through some of this. And those are just kind of like small things that I do to kind of go through different frustrating things. A major thing that I do though normally is that I like to pause. And when I do this pausing, I do a lot of praying at that point. And after I get done praying, the importance of that pause for me in that meditation is to listen for the answer. And a lot of the times when I'm listening for this answer, it doesn't usually come like words into my head. It'll be, in my moment of pause, a like-minded friend that I associate with who's also in recovery or just sober in general, may not be in recovery, to someone that doesn't use, will say something to me, or someone else that's in my fellowship with faith. It'll just be some random stuff. I've even picked up my Bible before and flip through it and find a Bible verse that'll speak directly on that situation. Most of the time though, I find that a lot of the time the problem is usually with me. It's normally my pride or ego that gets into the way. Either thinking that something should have went my way. I mean, the long and skinny of it is I lose control over situations, and I like to be in control. And I think that through these little techniques though, this meditating and this praying, normally calms me down quite a bit, and that's just something I can go to in the moment. I've learned that not every situation needs a reaction from me. I've seen and experienced a lot of times where I was going to react in a way that would have normally hurt someone else, and in that moment it might make me feel good, but in the long run I'll kind of feel bad about it, you know, whether it's saying some things I shouldn't say, or acting in a manner I shouldn't act in, reverting back to an old mentality that I've tried so hard to get away from. And that's even with the clean time that I hold. The great part of a program that I'm involved in is that I have someone I can talk to. I have a sponsor is what they call them, but my sponsor basically has become kind of like a friend. And not only that, I'll talk to him, but then I also have other people that sponsees that I sponsor that I talk to about these things. I think when it comes down to it, it's that like-minded people being around you, people that actually want you to do better and be a better person. Throughout the day, I try to focus on growth, on what I can do differently, and it works out for me most of the time. Sometimes I don't get the answer or result I'm looking for, but I have to learn that in a big book that I read tells me not to lean on my own understanding, and that in itself has done a lot for me, because a lot of times I don't understand how situations go. I don't know why it happened, but then I remember it ain't my place to know everything, and that kind of loses the footing for me to get so angry. I safeguard my serenity like it's my sobriety, man. If I can stay serene then I normally don't run a risk of my ruining my clean time. By doing that though, I had to learn the different boundaries, and from, you know, intellectual, physical, financial, all that good stuff. I learned what those boundaries were, and I safeguard those. I kind of have a wall up towards those to make sure they're not crossed, because once those boundaries are crossed is when my emotion will kick in, and then I stop thinking rationally and start thinking emotionally, and that normally don't work out too good for me. And so once I've learned these things and I actually practice them and actually started doing them and trying to make sure that I safeguard those, and it just started to work out better for me. I don't put myself in a position to where I loan money and get upset if someone don't pay me back, because I don't do it. I don't get in a position to where I'm physically, boundaries are crossed on my physical aspect, because I normally don't let people get that close to me. I mean, it just started doing little goofy stuff that we all should have knew from the beginning that I just bypassed or blocked out, that I've been able to learn now later on in life, and it helps me from crossing that boundary to anger. And with that is basically how I try to safeguard myself from being angry and lose.